all ages and is the only dentist in South Florida offering Solea laser dentistry. No pain, no anesthesia, no shots. With over 23 years of experience, Dr. Colella does fast braces, dental implants, veneers, and more. She can even finish off your smile with Botox, fillers, and lip augmentation. Call 954-428-6923 or visit yoursensationalsmile.com.
Fleur de Santé, Europe's best-kept luxury skincare secret, is now available in the U.S. Fleur de Santé combines champagne extract with over 150 flowers from France and Sweden to give your skin a boost of immortality. Champagne extract gives skin ultimate antioxidant protection and photo-age prevention, while floral plant stem cells protect and nourish. Repair and revitalize your skin with Fleur de Santé. Learn more about all of their products at fleurdesanté.com. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065.
Tighten skin on your face, neck, and body and lose fat at Ageless Body Sculpting Plus, located at 445 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, where you'll find scientific technologies, including the latest acoustic lipolyzer, which uses ultrasound for immediate and permanent results. No surgery, diet, or exercise. If you don't lose inches, you don't pay. Call 561-654-0177 for your free consultation. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style.
See if we can get them to call in. Let's do it.
Hello. Welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I am here with my good friend Karen Turk tonight, and we are going to be doing an interview with the late, great David Cassidy through a psychic medium, Mystic Michaela, and we're doing that after the 20-minute break. But right now, Karen and I are going to talk about who David Cassidy was.
We're reminiscing a little.
Yes, and Karen got these magazines. Where did you get these?
I did. I went on eBay, after he passed, and we started talking about it, kind of reminiscing and reliving, our 70s childhood.
Pop star. For you young people, he was bigger than... Who's that popular now?
I don't know. I mean, I want to say Justin Bieber, but I don't think he's that popular anymore because I have, my 23-year-old love Justin Bieber. So that would be kind of my comparison.
Right. So there's got to be somebody now that...
Somebody who's but he was everything. He was a television
star. There weren't
star.
that many stars at the time.
It was different.
Yeah. And so he was on the Partridge Family. Mm-hmm. You watched the Partridge Family, right?
I did. I watched the Partridge Family, and I also remember listening to records at the library. And I remember his record at the library. This is my life in New Jersey. It's my childhood in the 70s. Him and who was it? Andy Gibb.
Bobby Sherman was in that same era.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good childhood memories. I mean, he's everything that it epitomized. It was just a family, and they sang and they were happy, and
they drove around in a big school bus that was all brightly colored.
It was so hippie childhood, awesome.
It was great,
awesome.
It was great. And look at she brought in Life magazine. Wait, hold this up. Isn't he cute in that picture?
Little late night eBay collector shopping. Adorable.
Yeah, it has somebody's address on here that lived on Buffalo Street in Ithaca, New York.
Maybe we can get them to call 70s, in. Yeah. What's their name?
If this is your magazine. Mrs. R.S. Romanowski.
If anybody knows Mrs. Romanowski, after Life magazine, we'll happily return it after the show. Yeah. And look, I got a comic book.
David Cassidy comic book?
It's a David Cassidy comic book. And I also ordered, there was something from 1972, which happens to be the year I was born. And he was featured in another magazine. It was in his younger years. And I actually ordered that, but it didn't arrive yet.
Oh, it didn't arrive. And you ordered a David Cassidy dress.
I did. I was going to wear my David Cassidy dress tonight, which is basically David Cassidy screen printed on a dress. It's adorable. It's cool. And I thought maybe we could kind of auction it off for charity when this is all said and done.
How about that? What about one of David Cassidy's favorite charities?
Yeah, I think we should do that. Children in Need, I think, is what we talked about.
Okay,
so
that was one of his favorite charities. So watch my Becky and Boca Show Facebook page, and when Karen's dress arrives, we're going to put it on there, and I don't know if we can auction it. We'll have to figure out how to do it.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
There's all sorts of rules about that.
So what's your favorite David Cassidy memory?
Well, I loved watching The Partridge Family, but I did meet him a couple of years ago here in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
He was playing over at Jazz Is, and I was very excited about that. I had my video camera, though. He kept telling me to turn it off. I'm like, this is what I do. This is like...
He was a really accomplished musician. I think a lot of people don't know that. He was really like an accomplished rock and roll musician. And I heard that after the Partridge Family, he always wanted to be taken seriously as a rock artist.
He filled up Madison Square Garden for a concert once.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Madison Square Garden's huge.
Yeah. And all over Europe, he toured. Mm-hmm. Very, very popular.
Yeah.
Worldwide superstar. And he ended up living right here by us in South Florida, and I didn't get the interview.
I know. And I thought, I really thought we were going to get that interview because we had talked about that. It's so interesting that we talked about even a few weeks ago, not knowing that he was going to pass.
Mr. Michaela on, I had her read his picture on my phone.
You did. That's right.
And then I said, he lives here. I'm going to get him on the show.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately.
And here we are.
He got sick.
But she was amazing the last time, so I'll be really interested to see what she has to say.
She told me she's been getting messages from him. So I'm really excited about this.
Well, and I've been thinking about him. I brought you can't see the picture, but we have our fabulous, you have to see.
we goes by your bedside, right?
We put him in the gilded frame. Sorry, Evan, but David Cassidy took over the gilded frame.
That's a cute picture.
Yeah, it's a good, because this is how I remember him.
Yeah.
This is how I remember David Cassidy. When you say David Cassidy to me, this is who I think of.
Yep.
Even this is a little bit young.
Yeah, I think he was like 21 when he started the show.
Really? And, he had such a baby face.
Yeah, he looked a lot younger. He played a teenager.
Yeah.
He played a high school student. And, his actual stepmother played the mother on the show, Shirley Jones.
Oh, I didn't know that was really his stepmom in real life. And, well, she's local, too, isn't she? A lot of good people in South Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming more and more the Mecca, the place to be.
It is the place to be.
So we're gonna be able to interview a lot more celebrities, hopefully before they pass. I mean, this is unusual, but Michaela offered. She said that she can do this, so I really want to try it.
I think she's going to do it. I think it's going to be really amazing, and I think Molly's going to come in and join us too.
Yeah, well, Molly's going to join us. Molly is how I met Michaela. She Michaela reached out to Molly on social media.
She did.
I wanted to read her aura, and then that all kind of transpired into us inviting her on the show. Yeah. And then when we were on the show, we were talking about David Cassidy
and she read all of us, and we were all like some shade of yellow, and she totally nailed it.
Oh, she nailed me.
And she totally
she
nailed
Molly. She didn't know anything about me before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even the pictures on her phone. I think we showed her pictures of like a couple people, and she pretty much nailed every single one of them. Even behind the scenes, she did like a little reading for us offline afterwards, and it was amazing. She's super talented. I don't know how she does it.
Well, she does a lot of celebrities. She's a celebrity medium.
Yep.
So...
Well, and I first saw her on The Real Housewives of the OC, and when she reached out to Molly, we were super excited because we both knew who she was, and I said, "You're kidding me!"
And she reads for Dolores Catania too on Housewives of New Jersey.
It's a small
Dolores
world.
swears by her.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's amazing. She's very just easy to talk to and friendly and just super intuitive, obviously.
And so she says she's been getting messages all week. He knows he's coming on this show. He's got some things to say.
What do you think he's going to say?
Probably that he wished he came on my show earlier.
Probably. There you go. Well, I heard his last words were so much time wasted. Yeah. Apparently, that's what he said to his daughter, so much time wasted. And I think we all kind of
can
relate to that. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, you hear that a lot, that's what people say.
Yeah.
So much time wasted.
So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say through Michaela about that.
Listen, he certainly had a rich and vibrant life, so it'll be really interesting to see.
He had an interesting life. Lots of ups and downs.
Lots of ups and downs.
I want to look in this magazine and see, is it like a centerfold in here?
I don't know. We have the cartoons here.
Look at this, kind of like aged. Well, it is aged. It's from the 70s.
What I really like? You really have to show that car because that car is pretty unbelievable. Look, we have David Cassidy's Super Love stickers.
I had those stickers.
Did you have those? Were they in your sticker book or your locker?
No, I joined the David Cassidy fan club. And I got all this stuff, and amongst them were these little stickers. They were like stickers that you seal an envelope with, and they said sealed with a kiss, and they were pink, and they had his face on them.
See, and this is back when you had a fan club and you wrote letters and you had stamps
that was before
and stickers.
social media. Yeah.
Yep, pre-social media.
I got to find him in here.
And I've been tweeting at Danny Bonaducci all day
today. Oh, that's
today.
right. Danny Bonaducci, are you going to call in?
I'm hoping he's going to call in. I gave him the number. I was tweeting at him today. I tweeted at Sean Cassidy today.
You gave him all the number to call in?
I gave them the number to call in. Danny Bonaducci recently wrote a very interesting article. He was interviewed, and I read that today. And he just talked about their friendship, and I thought it would be really cool to talk to him because apparently they had a brotherhood. I mean, they were like brothers.
Didn't he say that David Cassidy changed his life?
Changed his life. That was his exact words. That it was life changing, and he actually, I think, credited him for a lot of the changes that he made in his life as far as addiction and some of the things that I know they both battled with.
Yeah.
He was talking about what a positive influence, Danny was talking about what a positive influence David had been to him and how he kind of credits with him with keeping him sober.
Yeah.
So, that was really interesting to me when I read that.
I hope he calls in.
So.
He's a disc jockey somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's got a radio show.
Yeah,
so I hope that he would appreciate the show.
Yeah, he can give me some pointers. Well, if you don't call in Danny Bonaducci, if you're ever in South Florida, you can come on my show.
I think he's going to call in. I have hope.
I don't know where the David Cat. Maybe it's just a cover.
Maybe I don't know. There's got to be more to it. There has to be more to it.
Maybe Mrs. Romanowski took it out. Maybe it was a poster.
Maybe I didn't check it out before I brought it in. I didn't check it out, so it's possible. But yeah, we've got listen, and there's a lot of groups popping up too, like Cherish David Cassidy.
That are playing his songs?
They're playing his songs. They're talking about his life. It's amazing in a time of loss to see how many people have kind of popped up to say really positive things about how he impacted their lives.
It was great music, too. It was just fun and happy.
It was fun and happy.
What were the
70s were fun.
We can't play him on here because of, I guess, FCC rules, but he had I Think I Love You. That was his
I Think I Love
big
You, but
hit.
Wasn't it I Want to Make You happy?
That was the theme song.
That was the theme song
to the show.
Did he actually sing that song?
I think they did. Yeah,
he did.
He was actually singing.
He was.
They weren't lip syncing him in the show.
Yeah,
I don't know about the rest of them.
Danny Bonaducci, for example, when he passed away, said, "I have known, loved, and admired Dave Cassidy for 48 out of my 58 years."
So he was only 10 when he started that show.
He has been as kind to me as any real brother ever could be. We've been through a lot together, and he was always there for me. This loss is huge. Rest in peace, my dear friends.
Aww.
Yeah. It's amazing because I think in these times of loss, it's great to see all of these people remembering his life and remembering the positive impact that he had.
And he got sick very quickly and died very quickly.
He did.
It was a surprise to everyone.
He was diagnosed with dementia, too, which she talked about quite a bit.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder. We'll see what he has to say.
I'm very, very curious.
Yeah, I am too. I'm
trying to think. Did you have a record player at the time and you played his little 45?
Well, I told you I had to go to the library. So I didn't even have a record player. I had to go. My mother would take me to the library and I would have to go and take the records out.
Oh, and use the record player at the library?
I would sit in the library with my headphones on and dream about how someday I would have a record player. Yeah, those were my
Not
David
dream about
Cassidy.
when you meet David Cassidy. Dream about having a record player.
Andy Gibb, the Bee Gees.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I was young. Young. And my mother, my parents were from Austria. They didn't appreciate rock and roll and, the 70s. They didn't have the same being, first generation. They were kind of like, what do you need that for? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But I had cool people up the street that had a record player too.
We go there and listen to a little cop some David Cassidy over there.
Sometimes. But I remember all the posters.
Oh, I had a poster on my ceiling, so you lay down in bed at night and see him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was a good-looking kid.
Oh yeah, he was. Here, let me hold this one up again. I think that's part of his charm is just so good looking.
Yeah, just good looking and just youthful, and like even the long hair, like it wasn't long hair. You know, it was.
He
70s,
wasn't messy, like
not messy.
Yeah, like some of the other rock
and this
stars
is coming
at the time.
back. This look is coming back. This 70s retro look is coming back, which is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, my daughter, I think I told you, actually walked in the room and saw the picture of David Cassidy and said, "Is that my father?"
Your husband was in that frame previously, wasn't he?
He was, but this was actually her dad. And I was like, that's pretty scary. But, you know, the long hair, you know, the early 80s, 70s, you know, that was the look.
So cute, wasn't he?
So cute.
He had a shag.
Is that a shag?
A shag. This
yeah,
was
because
a
it's
shag
not
haircut.
a mullet. A mullet was more 80s.
Yeah, no, this is a shag.
That's a shag.
I think the way they cut this was they pull all the hair up into a ponytail and just
and
cut
do you know
across
what
the
I'm
top.
jealous of is the brows. Those are the brows of youth right there.
Yeah, he has nice eyebrows.
Really great
nice
eyebrows.
Teeth, nice eyes.
Very handsome. I wonder if he's going to come back like that right now.
I think he
if
is.
he's going to, I think that's exactly what he looks
I
like
told
now.
Michaela, this is the one we're bringing in here tonight.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. And he can go home with you after, right?
Oh, there, yeah. You can have him tomorrow night.
There you go. That's awesome.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so you were read by Michaela.
I was
So
read by
you know
Michaela.
that she really...
Oh, she
As a
knows her
town.
stuff. There's no question.
Yeah.
She actually read Evan through the photograph too, and never even meeting him kind of nailed his whole personality. And everything he said about Molly was spot on too. Even about like my friendship with Molly when she read the two of us together, she nailed everything. And I thought she was extremely accurate when she came on the last time on the show and read us too.
And she read Molly's dogs.
She did.
She's
she
a
did.
dog reader, too.
She did. And
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting that she can connect with animals.
Yeah.
She can connect with people that are here, and she sees everything in these colors. And
Right.
then apparently
Everybody
also
has an
connecting the
aura.
spirit.
Yeah, but she did say she can speak to people from beyond,
Yeah.
and that's why we have her here tonight.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Because I was really depressed I didn't get my interview, and then I was like, wait a second.
But you are getting your interview.
I am getting it,
And
yeah.
you know, I'm a strong believer. I mean, and I know everybody watching this, we got our skeptics that are watching this and listening to us tonight
Yeah.
too. And
Yeah,
they're probably saying,
I got some messages on social
I
media.
saw some of the social media comments, but I do believe that there's something beyond what we see here. So
there has to be.
Yeah, give me a psychic, give me, you know, spirituality. I'm in. So I feel like I want to think that my loved ones can communicate with me when they've passed over, and you know, I would think that they want to come through. I want to come through.
It's an exciting idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, a couple minutes here, we're going to bring her in.
Awesome.
And like I said, he's been giving her a message. And you got kind of a message the other day, didn't you?
I did. And
I haven't gotten one.
I'm hesitant to talk about it because it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I actually have video and I can back all of this up. But we actually were texting back and forth. It was me, you, and Molly and Michaela, and we were involved in this whole conversation. And all of a sudden, my smoke detector in my house started going crazy, and not in a way like a chirping kind of low battery way, and
I
not
know,
in
you
a
played
like.
it for me.
I have video, and I actually started to ask the smoke detector questions, which did seem a little bit odd at the time. But when I do watch the video, I do validly think I look a little crazy. But I really felt like maybe there was some sort of a message. And then I think you said to me that somebody connected to him passed in a fire.
His father died in a fire. Jack Cassidy.
Listen, I think my video is pretty compelling.
Yeah.
I haven't shared it on social
before
media.
Or after to your smoke
Never
alarm?
before or after. And what was crazy about it is after we stopped having the conversation that day, it stopped entirely. It was completely quiet and nothing happened with the smoke detector. And I actually had my husband check it to make
Oh
sure
my
it was still
gosh.
working. Battery was still good. So I don't know exactly what was going on, but something was happening. And it was during that conversation.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was about the time, I think it was the next day after I started placing my eBay order. So he probably knew
He
that
probably
we were
knew
doing
you
the
ordered
show.
the one person that ever ordered the David Cassidy dress. He had to,
Listen, I have the dress. I
can't wait to see it.
Listen, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to take a couple of pictures and then we're going to raise some money
Okay.
and help some kids in need because, it's a
on
fantastic
David
dress.
Cassidy's behalf.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's a great way. I think that's what he'd want us to do. Maybe Mystic Michaela can tell us.
Yeah, we'll ask her.
Yeah. What's the best thing you want to ask him before we have her come in?
Oh gosh, I have a lot of questions, and they're not just my questions. So his fans have been sending me questions, and I think we're all set. So let's go to break here, and we're going to bring in Molly and Michaela, our psychic medium. Fleur de Santé, Europe's best-kept luxury skincare secret, is now available in the U.S. Fleur de Santé combines champagne extract with over 150 flowers from France and Sweden to give your skin a boost of immortality. Champagne extract gives skin ultimate antioxidant protection and photo-age prevention, while floral plant stem cells protect and nourish. Repair and revitalize your skin with Fleur de Santé. Learn more about all of their products at fleurdesanté.com.
Tighten skin on your face, neck, and body, and lose fat at Ageless Body Sculpting Plus, located at 445 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, where you'll find scientific technologies, including the latest acoustic lipolyzer, which uses ultrasound for immediate and permanent results. No surgery, diet, or exercise. If you don't lose inches, you don't pay. Call 561-654-0177 for your free consultation.
Dr. Candace Colella of Colella Cosmetic Dentistry in Coconut Creek provides family and cosmetic dentistry for patients of all ages and is the only dentist in South Florida offering Solea laser dentistry. No pain, no anesthesia, no shots. With over 23 years of experience, Dr. Colella does fast braces, dental implants, veneers, and more. She can even finish off your smile with Botox, fillers, and lip augmentation. Call 954-428-6923 or visit yoursensationalsmile.com.
You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show.
Star and then became one.
Hello, welcome back to the Becky and Boca Show. Now we have a psychic medium, Mystic Michaela, and we have her friend Molly over here. And before we get going here, I have to say that this is for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. But that's because we're on, we're out there.
Right.
But you are going to tell us a little bit about David Cassidy.
Right.
And first, let me explain that the way I met Michaela is through Molly.
That's correct.
She reached out to you, Molly, right?
She sure did,
On
yes.
Social media. Just
Through
out
Instagram.
Of the blue.
Out of the blue.
See? That is so... And
Because she is blue.
Because
That's
I'm
blue.
Tiffany blue.
As we have discovered, I'm a Tiffany blue aura.
Love it.
And Michaela, you do a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, right.
So you just came on and kind of read us, and then we were talking about David Cassidy.
Right.
And it was the strangest
And
thing.
it was before any news of
He wasn't
health
even sick.
decline or
Yeah.
anything like that. And I thought it was so interesting. You just were like, hey, read this picture.
Yeah. And then I said I wanted to interview him.
Right. Yeah, that's how spirit works, though.
And what's
Yeah.
crazy, I got such chills because just a few days later, in the news came that he was in the hospital
Right.
and
I
his
know.
symptoms were
You
exactly
texted
as
me.
she
You texted me.
described.
You said
when she
Michaela was right.
I
Right.
literally got chills.
Right, that's how spirit works, though. Because they will, and it's interesting because I don't do mediumship publicly. I've done a lot of public readings and psychic things, aura, and usually I keep mediumship for one-on-one because it's personal, and I understand that for people. But when this happened, it was such a strong feeling of his messages coming through. When you asked, "Hey, can you be on again to talk about it?" I said, "Absolutely," because it's that strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, turn a little bit toward
yeah.
me. I got your chair a little.
And I have a question because we talked about him even before he passed. So when you talk about spirit sending a message, is there sometimes something that a spirit wants to communicate even before they've passed that like you're not even
Yes.
consciously
Good question.
aware of?
Well, I haven't been. I mean, I guess you have to do honor code with me a little bit. Like, I did not Google this guy. So when you gave me the picture, I didn't
Yeah,
know
you didn't
anything
know who he
about
was.
him. But
And I even have to say, as you guys were talking about him out here, she left the room outside.
Yeah, I didn't
so
wanna
that
know.
she did not hear a word.
I don't
Yeah.
want to know, So I go in better cold,
Yeah.
because then I can just get straight spirit. So anyway, so I remember, though, feeling a state of dementia or a state of neurological issues, as I feel like what I called it at the time. And when people are in that state, they can go in and out. And I think anybody who's dealt with Alzheimer's or people with dementia, they know that my loved one's not exactly here.
My mom has it, and that's exactly how I feel about it. So it's cool that you validated it and said that, because I always say to my kids, I feel like she's almost in a dream state where her spirit is free, which makes me feel good. So I always prefer when I don't connect with her, because I feel like she's in a happier place.
She can go in and out.
So interesting.
So when I do readings for people, I often feel like, just so you know, just because it's kind of like they're there but they're not there, and that's exactly what it is. So I feel like he was trying to come through and speak to us, to his fans, which I feel like he holds in such high regard, and his family.
Okay, so what has he been telling you?
Well, I mean, a major thing I get when I look at David Cassidy, and I have a picture here, or I did.
Oh, you did, until my phone locked.
I do get a major feeling from him of deep. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna just look at his picture here. Okay, so
that's a fairly recent picture of him.
Okay. Yep.
I get a very strong feeling that if I had to sum it up, a lot of regret. And a lot of that has to do with when he felt insecure or fear of failure in life, he would kind of shut down. And I get this, he just wants to apologize to very close family members for this. And his daughter, I feel, he had a daughter, correct? And I feel like a daughter was particularly affected. But are they different mothers or something like that?
I think so.
Okay. So I feel like a daughter was particularly affected by this. And I feel like his lesson for everybody is, just because you fear something, you can't walk away from it. You have to face it. Because he's saying, this was a pattern that happened to him a lot in his life. Even during his production years, when he was in the business, he would hand over control. When he really wanted to do different things artistically, I feel like he would hand it over to other people. And it really did shut him down a lot. And then at the end, by the time he could wake up and not distract from it anymore, he felt like it was, it was time that it had not been used efficiently,
properly. Used all those years to
that's kind of the major pattern and the major thing I feel he wants to get out there. And
remember what his last words were.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
His last, I mean, I don't know if I should tell you at this point.
Okay. Well, I just get
I'll just stop. I'll leave that thought.
Well, anytime, because I do talk a lot when I channel somebody, so just move me around.
So you're channeling him right now?
Yeah, and
he's sending you a message,
shaky.
and he's been with you all week, right?
Yeah, and I get there's a lot of apologizing because this controlled or dropping the ball. I get it's a financial thing as well. So there's, I feel like we're going to see in the media something that's not super. He didn't want people to see appearances. I feel were very important to him, how things looked from the outside. And for a long time, he cared more about what outside looked instead of inside. And that's why what's going to happen now with estate and things like that isn't a reflection of who he is. And he wants that out too.
Oh, interesting.
Because the disorganization did not have to do with him being disrespectful to family members or anything like that. It had to do more with mismanagement and him just, once again, when he didn't feel like he had control, walking away from a situation. So I feel like that's a big thing he wants to say. That is not reflective of my regard to you all, to his family. That is just me not being organized in this lifetime because I was doing other things to distract myself. So he's apologizing about that.
Pulled in all different directions and never really.
It was hard for him to organize himself because people would come in and just do it their way. And because he had some sort of deep insecurity thing, he would, well, maybe your way's better, like that. But I feel like he was actually obviously he's a musician, but I felt like he was more gifted than he was allowed to be in a lot of ways. And I do feel like because I get this, when I look at his picture from, his much younger days, I get a feeling that he was.
You can hold that up.
Super.
Yeah. Can you hold the camera?
Controlled by people instead of being allowed to give his own.
He was cute, wasn't he?
So cute.
Yeah, so he was very young when he got into that show. I think he was 21.
Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like he was set up in a certain way. So when he wanted to kind of well, now I want to do this. I have the power and the control and the influence. They were no, very much in a box.
That's what happens to stars when they're young.
Yeah.
They get, you remember them as that.
Right. And he got stuck that
way.
Yeah, and I feel like he's somebody who really wanted challenge and somebody who really wanted to think outside the box and do different things all the time, but he was kind of pigeonholed or something. So I get that too, which affected his overall. Once again, when he felt like he couldn't do something 100%, he'd shut down or put a wall up or do something different or distract, and in a way that wasn't, indicative of his true feelings towards things. So he does come through with a lot of love for his fans, a lot of love for his family, a lot of saying, like, I'm sorry to certain relationships that weren't fulfilled in the correct way. And then just taking a lot of personal responsibility for that. But at the same time, I feel like he had such love for his fans because he comes through just really respecting them and thanking them. And he's showing me, like, it gave him a lot of, I think a lot of celebrities must put up, okay, like, my fans are on this side and, like, my real people are on the other side. His fans were real to him.
That's his, oh, wow.
They were like
That's
family
great.
to him. So he really wants them to know that.
And there are still some die-hard David Cassidy and Partridge Family fans. I've learned that.
Absolutely. And just to see some of the comments that we had on social media and the tweets today.
And then if you go back in and look at these people's profiles, some of them are just, it's all a tribute to David Cassidy.
Yeah.
And some of them have pictures of when they met him 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Up with him.
Yeah. It's part of your childhood. That's
absolutely
really important.
Yeah, for sure.
And he honors that. So he comes through, like, just with a ton of love for them. Like I said, usually when I do mediumship and somebody's this strong, like, it'd be talking directly to a family member, not a stranger. But for him to come through and want to talk to fans this way, it means it meant a lot to him, that love and whatnot.
What's the most important thing he wants to say?
Honestly, the biggest thing he has to say is figure out what you're afraid of and face it. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lifetime distracting from it. And all that energy you spend taking, time to make sure you don't have to face what you're afraid of. If you took that energy and just faced it.
What do you think he was afraid of?
I feel like he was afraid of disappointing people, being a failure. I feel like he was afraid of kind of putting himself out there and not being received well. I feel like validation was a big thing for him, and being loved.
Well, after, when he was very young, I think he filled Madison Square Garden for a concert. So to try to do another concert years later and not have that same reception.
And when you say that, I get to, what was his relationship like with his father? Because I get that there's
his father died, I think, when he was relatively young.
Okay, because there's like a lack there, is what I get. And I get that he also had faith more in his management, not himself. So, like, he would do things like, well, my management did that, I didn't. So I feel like it was hard for him to give himself a lot of credit where credit was due. Like, he was the one who that people really connected to, because he was so authentic. And I feel like, people really saw his, he's so raw and vulnerable. And I feel like people who are also raw, like, we all can see that with him and we connect to that and we like latch on to that. So that's the big message that that's a good question. Cause like, that was like the overall thing I was getting. And also anything to come in the future from this, like anything you see in the news or the media that's not so wonderfully presented about the next steps after his death, like just try to understand that that's not representative of him or who he is. That was just a symptom of a lifetime of avoiding things that were uncomfortable for him because it unleashed when he felt insecure about things.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Wonder how such a good-looking, popular guy could feel insecure, but a lot of them do.
Yeah, right.
Well, can we share what his last words were? I don't want to.
His last words were so much wasted time, which he said to his daughter. When you said, you kept saying time, and you basically said that without saying it in every way, shape, or form. Yeah. And that was what he said. And I think that you probably hit that dead on, that was one of the things that he said, overcome your fears, so much wasted time.
Right.
He wasted time focused on the wrong things.
Right. Wow.
Wow. So if he were to go back and do it again, is he giving you any message about what he would change?
Yeah, I feel like he would use his voice more. It's interesting because like he's a singer, but but so it's kind of like I laugh a little bit because he used his voice, but not in the way of like telling somebody exactly what.
So maybe speaking up to the team around him, and kind of doing it more the way that he wants to do it, not the way he's being told to do it.
Exactly, right. Taking more control.
Yeah,
and also taking responsibility at the time things happen because I do get like. He had 2 marriages I just get there was something with the first one, like whatever the mother of the daughter, like that feels uncomfortable, like in a sad memory. And I feel like he felt like he could have handled that better, and then also, like been more present in that way, and also dealt with hearing things that were uncomfortable at that time. Whereas I feel like to her, he might have put up a wall for a really long time to what she had to say to him.
Okay.
And so he would have changed that too.
Go back and fix that.
Yeah. So just being more present moment awareness, more like, let me deal with what's going on in my life right now. That's what I feel like. And that's what his message to all his fans is too. Like, be present in your own life.
Interesting. Makes me want to call all my family members right now.
Right. I know. Well, and I'm sure, he struggled with some demons, as we all do.
We all do. Yeah.
Had you were talking about him avoiding problems. Is that one of the things that he kind of wants to talk about? Like some of those things that he struggled with?
Yeah.
Is that the message that he felt he should have spread while he was here?
There is a distraction, and we all do it in one form or the other. So it's not like, and when you're a celebrity, like all your vulnerabilities are like out there. But I do get like a self-destructive tendency with him.
Sure did.
And I feel like that was a result of him distracting from dealing with what we were just talking about.
Right.
I'm just going to do this instead of deal with it, which is, but what's interesting, even though he was self-destructive, like I do get that he, nobody beat him up more than he beat himself up. And because I feel like he wants everybody to know that he was aware, like he processed that, like he saw that. So personal responsibility, I feel like, is another big thing, but that's for more family members and relationships with that. And I feel like they'd understand that, without going into too much more detail. I just get like more personal responsibility, and also something with money in general. I do get that. He's sad that like there's not more he has a legacy, like obviously in everybody's heart, but he's sad there's not more of a legacy for like monetarily of some sort for family members and this and that. So that's another thing.
I just read something today about how much money was raised off of the Partridge Family and how much he actually earned. And I think that there was some sort of a number that the franchise first season, if they add up everything that it grossed, it was like some crazy number, like $500 million, of which he got $10,000 for season one. That's what he was paid for season one, is $10,000. Which I don't know what that would equate to in today's terms. It would be 70, 80, 100 maybe.
Mathematically, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Right. It was the numbers were so crazy that like I read it and I was like,
and then I wonder if they got any like residuals over all the years.
Well, they didn't get very many residuals from what I read. Like I know he made money off his music, and that this, the Partridge Family was what made him a singer.
Right.
But he really wanted to be taken seriously as an artist and as a rock star. And it was hard for him to get past being the guy from the Partridge Family, but at the same time, that was also why he became a rock singer.
Well, even when I saw him a couple years ago here in Boca, everybody wanted him to play Partridge Family songs.
Of course.
And he wanted to play other stuff. And you can understand that.
Of course.
He was 21 when he was on the Partridge Family. Why would he want to play those songs? But that's what people wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like, he kept going, I'll get to that, I'll get to that.
Well, and that's how I remember him. That's my childhood.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was there.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, though, that's
but
what...
some people can handle that, but he might connote that to, you're rejecting who I am right now. But like other celebrities, you're
probably right. He probably kept getting sucked back into that.
But he made the connection between fans being like, hey, play the old stuff with like, oh, that's the man. Once again, the people that made me, that's who you like, not who I am. He just had a lot of that's the insecurity I keep talking about. Like the rejection, worrying about conditional love, like that kind of thing.
Well, the theme song was "Come On, Get Happy."
Yeah.
So, do you think he, what do you think now? Like, "Come on, get happy." Like, I would like to think that he's there, like, telling his fans, like, "Hey, come on, get happy."
No, it's home. He's fine and he's home. And anytime I read somebody on the other side, like, that is home. It's just they have like he wasn't able to probably say all these things. Because of, I do think there was things going on neurologically with him and whatever. So
okay, we're gonna go to break here, and we'll get right back in this after the break. Be right back. You've been listening to and watching the Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment.
Dr.
Ivy
Candace
Lee's
Colella
Lux
of Colella Cosmetic Dentistry in Coconut Creek provides family and cosmetic dentistry for patients of all ages and is the only dentist in South Florida offering Solea laser dentistry. No pain, no anesthesia, no shots. With over 23 years of experience, Dr. Colella does fast braces, dental implants, veneers, and more. She can even finish off your smile with Botox, fillers, and lip augmentation. Call 954-428-6923 or visit yoursensationalsmile.com.
Fleur de Santé, Europe's best-kept luxury skincare secret, is now available in the U.S. Fleur de Santé combines champagne extract with over 150 flowers from France and Sweden to give your skin a boost of immortality. Champagne extract gives skin ultimate antioxidant protection and photo-age prevention, while floral plant stem cells protect and nourish. Repair and revitalize your skin with Fleur de Santé. Learn more about all of their products at fleurdesanté.com.
Tighten skin on your face, neck, and body and lose fat at Ageless Body Sculpting Plus, located at 445 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, where you'll find scientific technologies, including the latest acoustic lipolyzer, which uses ultrasound for immediate and permanent results. No surgery, diet, or exercise. If you don't lose inches, you don't pay. Call 561-654-0177 for your free consultation.
You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show. Hello. Welcome back to the Becky and Boca Show, and we are here with psychic medium Mystic Michaela, and she is channeling David Cassidy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
she's
right.
shaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Molly and Karen here. And we have a couple other people sitting in the
We
studio.
do.
We all noticed that you're shaking. Is
Right.
that part of the...
Right. It takes a lot of energy to channel, somebody who's crossed over. So, yeah, I get a little shaky. And then I can start feeling like there are symptoms and things like that, like
So
shadow
he's actually
issues.
here.
Yeah, well, his energy, his energy and his spirit is, I feel,
David
is here.
Cassidy is here in
Right.
our
He's here.
studio.
Right. Yes, I feel that.
And what else is he saying?
I think like a big thing, just moving forward, he has a lot of messages for his daughter, which is like a big thing. Just like a lot of.
I hope she's listening right now. Maybe.
Right?
You never know.
I feel and I told you this before we started, like the amount of energy that he's putting towards this, it means I only get this when I'm reading somebody who's actually going to connect with loved ones for real. Like I can't read, like if I was going to read like about your grandfather or something, like it wouldn't make sense if I was reading somebody else about your like he'd come
Right.
through to me for you. Mm-hmm. So like David coming through being so present is like
So could
big.
he know that they may be listening or watching at a future time or something?
Yeah, I feel like he would make
Yeah.
that connection for them in order for them
Okay.
to catch that. And I get like with the daughter, and is she does she not hold on? I get what's her name is like I know Cassidy, but does she have a name too or something like that?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up right
Okay.
now. I feel like I should have researched this beforehand. I didn't know what you were going to
We
say.
were supposed to do our homework, Karen.
That's okay. But like his daughter, I get there's something there. Just she's got like a very tough
I
exterior.
believe it's Katie.
Okay,
Katie?
Katie. Okay.
Okay.
So I get like a tough
Yeah,
exterior.
you're correct, Katie.
And I get that she does she have children? Because I get a son around her. But like does she? I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know, but he has a son.
He has a son. Okay.
Yeah.
I just get a lot of messages for her in particular, and some of them are kind of personal, but I get mostly just like a lot of apologies. And I feel like there was like
Well, she was the one that he said to in the end that he had wasted a lot of time.
so there was their estrangement, because I get that there was some issues for a long time between the two of them.
Okay.
But I feel like he tried to make good on them, and I feel like they both came to a peaceful, well, yeah, and she was around him, but like a peaceful moment at the end. And I get that like just in the future though, his big thing was, I feel like he didn't give to her as much as he could have, like monetarily or emotionally.
Okay.
And I feel like like I said before, like as this progresses into the next stage.
What do you mean the next stage?
Like, you know how like in media, after somebody passes, it's like there's an estate and then people are just picking through it. And sometimes it gets media attention and it's not always positive. I think we remember like Michael Jackson and we remember like, going Prince and all these things like going through. And I feel like it kind of, for somebody who was so concerned with maintaining a good appearance for people, and trying to keep things very calm and balanced and trying to really protect and shield himself from a lot of negativity. I feel like this is like the opposite that's about to happen. And I feel like with the estate and things like that, it feels to me, it's not he's saying it's his fault as far as he trusted the wrong people and he kind of like, I don't know, spread himself thin with like, I'm not a money person, but spreading himself thin with like, you'll take care of this and you'll take care of that. And there's like too many cooks in the kitchen.
And we were talking about how back when he was on the show, he wasn't paid that well for the amount of money that the show made.
He
we
was
talking about that on the
used
break.
and taken advantage of. He was a kid then though. But like as an adult, like I don't feel like he made
the right choices.
Yeah, I don't feel like he did because he was distracted and he was just trying not to deal with things. But like I get that and it's hard, I'm sure, to like be a business person and an artist in that world. Right. And as cutthroat as it must be. And he was he feels like a really nice guy, like very gentle, very kind, very like trusting. And if somebody said like, hey, I got this, he was like, okay, great. That's awesome. And so I feel like the next step, it's just, you're going to get it feels like a negative media attention towards the estate. And I feel like that's the next stage we're going to see through this. And it doesn't feel pretty. Yeah. And I feel like there's, it's always like, people that worked for him and family members are all going to be thrown in the mix. And I get like specifically for his son and his daughter, I get that he's apologetic about that to them in particular. Does he have a sister too?
Let's Google that.
Again.
Okay, sorry. All right.
The TV sister.
I needed to do the family tree. I remember for next time. This is going to be on my project list beforehand.
Sometimes I get the sister energy if it's a sister or if it's like a mom that was like really close.
I'm going to do the kids. You do the sister.
I feel like
David
it's more
Cassidy's sister, and
I feel like it's more of a mom now that you're looking it up. Like, and I feel like he had a weird relationship with his
Shirley
mother.
Jones was his stepmother, but I think his actual mother died of Alzheimer's.
Okay. Well, his relationship with Shirley, I get more like level relationship or on par or something like that because then it feels more like sister, brother.
Well, they were both actors on the show, and I did read that.
Well, he was 5. He was 5. Here's according to this
when she married his father.
His father Jack Cassidy was a very skilled actor and married a singer Evelyn Ward. And then by the time he was 5, his parents were divorced, and Jack married actress Shirley Jones.
Okay.
Who was in the Partridge Family.
Yeah, and I read that she was already hired when he auditioned. And he didn't know his stepmom was going to be on the show.
That's crazy.
When they hired him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like they really were a family, like on that Partridge Family show or something. Like, were they really close? Like, were they actually really close?
I think so.
I mean, it feels good.
Well, when you talk about sister, when you read this article here, it says the show ended in 1974, but not the close relationship he had with his quote
TV
sister,
oh, wow.
Susan Day, who played Lori Partridge. And then there's a whole thing about their relationship. So maybe that's the sister.
Could be it.
Oh, that could be it.
He he made his own family kind of connections, but I feel like he had a very different. It was hard for him to get close to people. So when they came in, he tried to keep them near.
Now, going back to the money and the management, the last few years that he was touring, he was obviously suffering through health issues as well. Do you get a feeling, was he touring because he needed to make the money and management was making him do it? Or was it something that he really just that he truly enjoyed doing and just wanted to kind of keep going?
I honestly get that they were pushing him. And I feel like he wasn't aware of what he did have, even had in the bank or needed. Or I get it was kind of like, you know what, go do this, go show up, go do this. You have to go do this. I get a lot of people telling him things, and he was just such a trusting guy. He was like, okay, I'll go do that. Okay, I'll go do that. And what kept him going was the love of the fans. So I feel like
they do show up for him. Let me tell you.
And like that made him feel successful. Applause and like meeting people after, I'm sure, and whatnot. I feel like and people bringing their memorabilia to him.
Well, somebody was throwing something up on the stage when I saw him a couple of years ago, a scarf or something. They were really into it.
Yeah, and I feel like that made him feel, okay, I did a good job. He didn't take his success from like, what kind of money do I have in the bank right now? He took his success from like, how loud is the clapping after? Or like, how many people stayed? Or what did it sell out? That's how he measured his success, not, what does my portfolio look like? So that's kind of says a lot about him.
He performed in Vegas for many years. I know.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it says about him. I just get like a lot of people went through his money without his knowledge.
Well, he filed for bankruptcy in 2015.
Okay.
So I just looked that up. So not that a lot of people don't have issues or file. I don't know what kind of bankruptcy it was, but it looks like he filed for bankruptcy in 2015. So that would explain some of what you're seeing.
And I don't feel like he was some crazy spender. I feel like that was people abusing and using him. And he's saying his only fault was that he didn't open his eyes to it because it was too much work to do that. Because then you once again, you risk being rejected. You risk being not loved unconditionally. That's what you risk. You risk looking like a failure. It's easier.
He didn't want to question the people that were around him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of famous people.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel that's interesting because I do feel like they told him like you have to when maybe he didn't have to.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was like great for him overall. I mean, because I feel like these health things have been going on for a while, and they were lingering, and I feel like it was building up, and I also feel like I just get like people around him that we worked with weren't being super caring or comforting to him health-wise. He needed more. But sometimes was he single at the end though?
Yes.
Okay.
They were
because
divorced.
sometimes you need like not to be stereotypical, but let's be honest, like who calls the
and
doctor?
he's recently divorced too, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of need
years ago.
He needed somebody to be like, what do you got to go to the doctor. You know how like we as wives or mothers do that, like he didn't have that person to be like, what are you doing? So I feel like he would ignore things and do mind over matter.
Like whatever health issue took his life. I don't know that anyone even knew he had problems.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like he was, and I'm not quite sure what he passed of, except I get the neurological thing. Okay. I get that he had symptoms. I feel like he had symptoms for a long time.
Do you think that this was like lifestyle choice stuff that made the symptoms worse? Do you feel like it was, the way he was living, like hard and fast and heavy, or was it real like
I feel like
illness?
it caught up to him. I feel like it just caught up to him, and like he really should have just probably been playing golf and just hanging out and just retiring and living. But when people tell you like, nope, you have to keep working, you have to do this, you have to do that,
Well, he was largely criticized this past year just for his performances because I think he was forgetting lyrics
that's too bad.
Yeah. But he said, I saw in some interviews that he said, but I just love being around the fans.
Yeah.
And so I think it made him feel good.
He feels like a beautiful soul, like just very kind and maybe too good for this lifetime in a lot of ways. Because
so you're telling us he's in a good place right now.
He's
telling you he's okay?
He's fine, and he's in the place where he's supposed to be. I feel like this world with the certain people that you're around in this industry did not match his good, authentic, sweet, genuine heart. Okay. And I feel like he's in a better place now where that is there.
And that was one of the things they kept saying about him too. If you read all the things the last couple of days, it's all about how caring and sweet and his heart and what a big heart he had.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's telling you he's home? Did you say that?
That's
earlier?
home. That's home for all of us when we cross over. That's where we come from. That's where we go. That's home. They don't show me a lot of it, but like I do feel peace there. And sometimes with peace comes awareness. And also it's kind of like he woke up and he can finally talk like fluidly, because you kind of drop the ego when you die. So it's like these things, like he's not so upset about saying all these things that would make him feel vulnerable. Okay. Like it's like therapy, you don't really say things, but like kind of crossing over gives some people like, hey, all right, I can say all this now. Wow. So I feel like a freedom of speech.
There's no judgment.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And that's his truth and he's speaking it. So yeah, no, he's good.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. I think it's great that he wanted to talk to his fans. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of love for the fans. Very strong connections there.
Well, I got comments from all over the world on social media.
I was getting some people too, like asking me about it. And
all over Canada, England.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I think he had really loyal fans. Like, people really loved him because he was a kind soul and because there was something genuine and authentic about him. And even though he played this character, Keith Partridge, you felt like that's who he was Keith Partridge. And I think, it's funny because for those of us who remember him as that, I could see what he struggled with because he'll always be Keith Partridge to me.
Wow.
I know. To me, too.
Yeah.
There he is in that picture.
That's him.
You're like, that's
He was
him?
probably
We're gonna have
21
to
years
keep this
old.
picture in there. Yeah.
It's got to stay there.
It's going to stay in my dressing room. It's going to stay in my dressing room.
But that must be frustrating to get, you're older and you're doing different things and people remember you as, I wouldn't want to be remembered as my 21-year-old self.
Right. Some people might not mind.
Let's not.
I wasn't as fabulous as David Cassidy.
For all of us, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if everybody thought that was you
No.
now?
All the time.
No, I could see where that would not be good.
Yeah, you want something different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you evolve and change.
Right,
Yeah.
your taste changes. And so maybe the songs of back then are not exactly what you're wanting to sing
And
now.
he was a real artist. Like, I feel like he liked to write his own music, write his own
Well, I know he
lyrics.
played guitar right up till the end because he talked about that.
He played the
Okay.
clarinet too. A little known fact.
He did?
Wow,
Yeah,
you did more research than I did.
did some research
Did not
today.
know that.
Age 8, clarinet.
Clarinet.
Wow.
Reed instrument.
That's great. Did he work with kids too? Like, was that one of his
Well,
like
he had a
charities?
charity that he liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because
We
I get
talked about
We're
that
going
before
to
she
auction
came
off
on.
for
Okay.
the David Cassidy dress.
Oh,
We
okay.
are for
For-
children in need,
for
which
his
is one of his
favorite
charities.
Okay, because I feel like he's very appreciative of that. Because I know it's
There
like
you go.
I
There
did
we
not
go.
know
And I
that.
said to you,
but-
maybe we'll get some validation on that. There it is.
because that's like a
Right.
big thing for him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yay. now we just need people to bid on this dress and raise some money for children in need.
I got to look at the social media rules. I don't know that you can exactly conduct an auction on there, but we can do it at one of our events.
We'll figure
Do
it
it at my
out. We'll
house
find a
event.
way to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. So there's I think he appreciates the gesture. That's for
Awesome.
sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. Well, we appreciate him doing the interview through you today.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally got to sit down with him. I met him before, but
right. Oh,
finally
did
got
you?
to-
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
just briefly when he did the little concert
Do you
here.
have boys, Becky?
Yes, I have two boys.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Okay.
wow, you just figured
I
it
know,
out.
sorry.
Wow, psychic. This is exciting.
Oh, that's
No,
great.
she doesn't know me, so
I
this is
don't
cool.
know you.
We're to
Yeah.
parlay into a reading on Becky.
Yeah. Oh, we only got 2 minutes here.
2 minutes.
I just see boys around you, and they're like
Yeah.
good boys, and they,
they're great boys.
and they feel like really close in age or something, like almost twins, but not. Like, how far
Well,
apart
they're
are
4
they?
years apart, but
Okay.
one's in medical school and one's going into law school.
Oh my
so they're-
gosh,
they're
successful
good kids.
boys. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I just feel good. You're a good mom. Yay.
I can say I'm here.
That's fantastic.
Okay, before we go here, does David want to say anything else? And one last message or
You
something?
know, I feel he's just really grateful, and I do feel like that charity is something that he really wanted to end on. And,
Okay,
and
we're
his-
gonna do that.
Perfect. We're doing that.
And then all the fans, that's a good way to honor his memory.
Okay, so we'll figure out a way for everybody to bid on the David Cassidy
Awesome.
dress.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Great.
Wonderful.
Okay, we're gonna go now, and we got that little picture. Hold that up again, Molly.
Yay, David.
Picture of David Cassidy. My childhood
miss you,
crush.
David.
Oh yeah, wasn't he cute? Aw, and a good person too.
Yeah,
so
he feels amazing.
that's good. Okay, everybody, we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Bye bye. You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton. See you next week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Talk 14.